Excuse me. Greetings out there in internet land. John Banks Jr. here, coming at you with a brief message. As always, I say that, and hopefully it will be brief. I just wanted to share with you something that happened to me yesterday and leading into the prayer warrior call today that was hosted by Pastor Shepherdson. I came across a bag, kind of like a gym bag, one of those small bags with the zipper and the two handles, in the closet yesterday. And when I opened it up, to my surprise, there were some medication bottles, some prescription medications that I have been taking, and these are a couple of years old now, and I had not opened up this bag for quite a while, and I wasn't really surprised to see the prescriptions in there because I've been coming across bags and boxes of prescriptions that I would just throw in the garbage. And that was all because of the fact that when I was taking all these narcotics a couple of years ago, I had been taking medications for 16 years, operations and medications. That's how my life was. And I was taking these medications and some real strong narcotic medications, Ambien to help me sleep, and Valium, tranquilizers. And when I decided that I wanted to get off of that stuff, simply because the doctors wouldn't help me get off of it, as much as I would plead and tell them that I would rather feel the pain than live the life that I was living, which was not living at all. And they insisted that I needed to take the medication because of the severity of my operations and the pain that I was going through. But I took matters into my own hands and began to wean myself off of the medications, which caused me to accumulate a whole lot of unused narcotic medications, which I would just, when I came across it, when I finally got off of the medications, I would come across the stuff and just throw it in the garbage. And then someone told me, well, John, you shouldn't do that because it goes out to the landfill and the water puts it into the soil and it winds up back into the drinking water, and they find traces of drugs in the drinking water. News to me, but they do have special locations now where you can take these medications and dispose of them, which I guess I'll be doing with this bag that I just found. But because I was able to wean myself off of the medications, I never told the doctors that I was doing that. So every time I went in for a refill, I would just say, hey, give me a refill. And they would just give me the refill. And I wound up with bottles and bottles of medication that I was not taking. And so it didn't really surprise me to come across this bag and find that there were some medication bottles in there that I got to dispose of. And truly, God has brought me from a mighty long way, because my desire was to get off the medications and be able to feel the pain, because if I felt the pain and could think clearly and wasn't just wasting my life away, that would be much better than what I was doing, which was just taking the medications and always remaining in a state of, I don't even know what kind of state to describe it as. I wasn't a zombie, but I was close to it. I would wake up and time to take the medication that would just knock me out and put me back to sleep. And then when the end of the day would come, I wouldn't be able to sleep and would have to take a sleeping medication to put me to sleep. It was a vicious cycle, and I'm so glad. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that I don't have to live that way anymore. Now, I may hurt, you may have heard me or listened to a video that I did pertaining to the fact that I went for over a year suffering with shoulder pain, with doctors telling me that I needed to have an operation and me refusing to do that. And then finally, the Lord directed me to a doctor, or put me in the hands of a doctor, who looked at the MRI and said, you have a small tear in your rotator cuff. I don't want to operate. Let me give you this cortisone injection. Did wonders. Did wonders. And he told me it would last for 4 months. And I guess it's in my subconscious, because all of a sudden my shoulder started hurting again. And I kept wondering, what is this new pain? Because it had been so long since it had been hurting like that. Well, I guess it's just time for me to get another cortisone injection. So be blessed and be encouraged. God knows our bodies better than we do, and he gives the doctors the ability to help us if we need that help. Peace.